Hey guys, Rich here with Brotherhood Reviews, talking about first episode of She-Hulk, and Jen Walters was amazing. The first iteration we get for the MCU of She-Hulk, and it was entertaining, funny. She didn't take herself too seriously. We literally got her whole origin story in the first episode, which was very funny, with her interacting with Bruce Banner. Now we also get the fact that Bruce uses her blood to cure his arm, because we see his arm is still slung up in the flashback, and he uses her blood to synthesize, like so I guess he uses it to increase his healing factor. So I don't think the fact that it wasn't healing, I think that it wasn't healing fast enough, you know what I mean? Because his hand didn't look horrible or disfigured or anything when you saw like hugged up in the little brace thing. So I think he was still healing, but I think he was just healing at a slower rate. Now we jump back to, well, we stay in the flashback for a while, and we see like what happens when she first turns, how his blood gets into hers, and that's how she becomes She-Hulk. I thought in the comics that it was through a blood transfusion, but I'm not really a big She-Hulk or a Hulk comic person. I like the Hulk animated shows and cartoon movies and stuff like that. That's what I've gotten more of my Hulk information from, but not a big person that knows much about her. But now She-Hulk will, she freaked out, ran through the woods, ended up at a nightclub, ran into the bathroom to clean herself up. Girls was having a girls' night. They helped her out. They was like, "Who did this to you? You should not be with him." It was great. It was just a great reaction of like women, boosting up other women. And then, she gets antagonized by a whole bunch of guys, and then she starts to Hulk out, and then Bruce, Professor Hulk or Smart Hulk, whatever you want to call him, jumps in, tackles her, and, they end up in his like little getaway in the corner of on the side of a mountain. I thought they were on a deserted island somewhere, because he can jump from island to island. But anyways, Bruce is pretty much trying to force her to stay, and being like, yeah, you're gonna have to tame the beast within you. But then soon realizes that she doesn't have an alter ego. Like, it's not a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation like it is with Bruce. So he realizes that, okay, she can really go out there and be normal if she wanted to, in a sense. But he still puts a point to tell her, that you have these powers now, that no matter what happens, if you don't use them in the right way, or if you use them by accident and hurt people, you will be looked at as a monster. And that is the biggest thing about the Hulk. He has always been looked at as a monster. And so for him to warn her, it's just coming from a sense of concern. But she was sick of it. She was like, yeah, but I've mastered all your tests, all that, you know what I mean? I'm a lawyer. I've had years and years of time to control it. And she started hulking out a little bit because she was getting angry, and then she calmed herself down, and she was like, see. And then they go back and forth, they fight for a minute. That was like a great little family, when you're tussling with your cousins and stuff. Tussling, who am I? But when you're wrestling and fighting with your cousins and stuff, it was kind of like that type of a situation. So it was kind of cool to see that type of family feud, but the fact that they can really hit each other, and it means nothing. He was throwing her pretty much across the island, and she was coming back at him like it was nothing. But then, you know, we get the whole her in the courtroom, and that whole situation with her being in the courtroom was amazing, because we have the two villains. I can't remember their names, but they're just right off villains. And she's ducking behind the table, and her associate's like, do it now, like, become Hulk out, do it, smash, like. And she's like, now? And she's like, yeah, now. She's like, wait, take off the shoes. And makes her take off the shoes, and she hulks out, just, you know, saves them, saves the jury, knocks the two villains that bust in the courtroom out, calms herself back down, puts her shoes back on, asks like, I'm ready for my final statement if you are, fixes her little flap that ripped down, and it's just a beautiful sight. And then we get a post-credit scene that we haven't had a post-credit scene in a while in any of these shows, and it is the Hulk and She-Hulk talking about Captain America having sex when he was, you know, in like the 40s or whatever. Like they because when they were first, you know, on the you know, in the little hideout that Hulk had, they kept talking about Captain America and all, you know what I mean, and his experiences and all the other Avengers, and she just couldn't believe that Captain America died a virgin, and he was just like, kept saying no, it wasn't, like, and gave her a year and all that, and where a place in a year. So she was like, you know, and it was just hilarious. Really enjoyed it. Love the MCU, definitely gonna keep up with it. Hopefully you guys like, comment, and subscribe for this growing you know, MCU playlist. Thank you. I hope you guys have a good day, time, night, whenever you guys are listening to this. Thank you.